Today I'm going to talk about my favorite movie, Dawn of the Dead, which, if you're familiar with the series, it's the second installment in George Romero's zombie series, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead's my favorite of all of them, um, and that's what I'm going to talk about. This movie follows four characters, Fran and Steven and Peter and Roger. Um, it starts off with Fran and well, Roger and Stephen planning on making a getaway. Situation has gotten really bad. There's a zombie outbreak, and it's so bad that the government has stepped in and said that it is no longer safe for you to maintain a private residence, and everyone should go to these rescue stations. Um, so that they can be protected by the army and the police and the SWAT teams and armed forces in general. But Franny and Steven and Roger don't want to do that. Uh, Fran um, and Steven are finishing up at work before they escape in the WGO in helicopter, which is the television station they work at. Um, Roger meets up with Peter at a an apartment complex, which is kind of like in the slums, um, where the people have holed up in the building and they're keeping their dead in the basement because they don't want to let them go. I always like to play the game of where Chris and George Romero in the movie, and here they are, George Romero and his wife, um, playing characters at the television station. I've just kind of decided to let the movie kind of play in the background. I've got it muted, so it shouldn't the sound shouldn't disrupt anything. So they're working at the television state. The television. This is the last few hours before they shut down the television stations because that's just how dire the situation is. Everything's kind of just closing down, and people are just kind of going underground, hiding out because what else do you do when there's a whole bunch of zombies going around eating people? Um, uh, well, the relationships between the groups of people, Stephen and Franny, are girlfriend and boyfriend, and as far as I'm concerned, Peter and Roger are boyfriend and well, they kind of have a bromance, I guess you'd call it. You're in a world as here's Stephen, my favorite character in the movie. Not, it's just because I like to laugh at how ridiculously inept he is at coping in this situation. He thinks he's cool. He's wearing his leather coat because he is a fly boy, and there's the disrespect for the expert that they should all be listening to because he knows what he's talking about. Uh, I hope you're not trying to watch the movie as I record this because sometimes I have to stop it and collect my thoughts because I don't have this written down or anything. I'm not reading from a script. Um, Here they are at the apartment complex, trying to go in and stop and get the kill the zombies inside and get these people someplace safe, or as I should say, safe. Um, the guy that just came out of the building, not him, but the other guy, he dies lots of times in this movie because he's one of the stunt guys. Very sad. The young guy just died there. So Roger meets Peter in this building, and they instantly become fast friends because they're both on the SWAT team and they share something. A world-ending type of scenario like this will bond you together, especially if you're like-minded people. You're both soldiers basically, and This whole portion here has got a lot of really good action going on. You've got zombies coming out of everywhere. Then you got this crazy guy running around who was just, you're going to have people in a situation like this that are just going to go berserk because it's just any kind of situation like this, somebody's going to go nuts and be like, "Oh god, I'm just going to kill everyone." Which is basically what Wooly does, and then they have to take Wooly out too. Now they've gone into this room and found some dead bodies, and that was a good idea to just leave those dead people in there. I don't think they're going to get up, and I don't know what I would do in a situation like this. I'd like to think I would keep my head and I'd be able to just overcome, but I don't know. I mean, it's I'll probably never be faced with this situation. Dead coming back to life, that's pretty crazy. Sometimes I'm stopping it just to fast forward because, yeah, the movie's just moving along a little slow, and I want to get it to specific points that are my favorite part. Here's Roger meeting Peter for the first time, and that's a wonderful entrance. He comes in with his gas mask on because they gassed the building as they went down there, because the people in the building were also fighting. So you had people inside the building with guns and zombies. So here's Peter, and here's Roger, and yeah, they're both like, this is really messed up. So Roger says, hey, I know of a helicopter. We can get the heck out of here. So what are you gonna do? Somebody says that to you. Yeah, you're gonna get out of there. I like how they just met and they bonded over this basement incident is what they basically bond over. They go down there and they find the dead bodies down here and they shoot them all. And that's basically, yeah, this situation's really messed up. Let's get out of here. So then they go as trying to get to the dead bodies.